Hello, vintage outboard motor fans. This is T-Mike here on Toledo Bend Lake, making another video today. Today's video is going to be on my mail-in repair service. I got a unique one for you this time. I had a subscriber named John in Minnesota who I was working with, text messaging and talking various times about a 1954 5.5 horsepower Evinrude he had trouble with, he was working on. He said he could start it up, make it idle, but he could not rev it up, couldn't make it run at high speed. So I walked him through everything I could think of with the high speed, the carburetor, the reed valves inside the Powerhead. Never could really get it going, so he wanted to ship it to me for me to put it on my 5.5 to see if it was the carburetor. I mean, it could be the magneto or the carburetor, but I think there's something wrong with this Powerhead. But we're about to find out because I'm going to take it out the box, go put it on my 5.5 and see if it runs with my magneto and my carburetor. So I haven't opened the box yet. Let's see what happens when I open the box. If everybody's ready, here we go. Alright, so let's see what's inside. Got a nice little note, Mr. Mike Simon, with a note that says, "We hope you can breathe life into this problem. We hope you can breathe life into this problem child." Best of luck, John. And I think he's got a check for $200 in there, and I think that'll cover what I got to do. So let's see what he's got inside. Spark plugs. Took the spark plugs out so they could ship easier in the package. Did a real good job on packaging. Here it is. Here's his 5.5. Got his fuel pump on it. See, he modified. Alright, it looks in pretty good shape to me. I'm gonna take her outside, run my 5.5, make sure it runs, and then we'll swap power heads and magnetos and carburetors, everything, and see if it'll run on mine. If not, we'll start swapping parts. Before we do that, I'm going to take a magic marker and I'm going to mark his Powerhead, magneto, and carburetor. I put a J on the magneto, carburetor, and the Powerhead, so I don't get mixed up. I like this. This is going to be fun. If everybody's ready, here we go. Alright, I got John's Powerhead out here next to my 1964 5.5. Exactly the same motor. So, as I said, I marked John's with a J, and a J. So I know what parts are his. The ones with no marks will be mine. So first thing I'm going to do is put a barrel under mine and run it and show you that mine runs good. Got my little workbench area all set up here with my other test motors right here. So I love my setup, I love my view, I love my projects. Let's get working on this one. Here we go. Right, got my setup with my 64 5.5 and a water barrel, and watch this baby run. I mean, she's a runner. So now I'm gonna swap them out. I'm gonna put John's on there, and all that involves is, I believe there's 6 bolts underneath here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. 6 bolts. You gotta remove the tower. These 2 screws right here pulls the tower off. What else? You gotta disconnect the carburetor hose line down here from it. And of course you gotta take the choke knob off and this control lever off, and the power head comes right off. I'll slip John's back on. I'll put my flywheel and my rewind starter on it, and we'll be able to test her. That'll be the next step. And I got the power head swapped. As you can see, I've got John's power head on a motor here. Now I'm gonna see how she runs as I'm watching the geese out on my point. So sure enough, I've run it just a minute ago, and it does just like what John says. It runs, and when you try to advance it, it bogs down. It never gets to high speed. Let's see if I can give her a start and show you. Yeah, also some water coming out, but I'm pretty sure it's because I didn't put my exhaust seal there. So it does that. So now we're going to do the 3 steps to fixing the motor: compression, spark, and fuel. So here I go with the compression check. All right, so we had good compression, 60-60, great spark, 1/4 inch gap, awesome, 1/4 inch gap jump on the spark. That was awesome. So I'm gonna suspect the carburetor. It runs good at low speed, which is the low speed adjuster right here, but at high speed, it's demanding some more fuel through this high speed jet down here. And if that's clogged, it can't open up. So I'm going to put my carburetor on here. That's on my power head, and see if that fixes the problem. Everybody's ready. Here we go. All right, so I've swapped out the carburetors. I got the carburetor off of mine. Here's John's carburetor sitting right here, and I'll put it on my motor. This carburetor ran fine on that motor. Well, watch what's happening now. I have to choke it to get it started, and then once I start it, if I unchoke it, it dies. It's choked, but when I unchoke it, it dies, which means that the carburetor is dirty. So I'm going to take this off and clean the carburetor and put it back in. I think there might be trash in the fuel lines that's clogging up these carburetors, but I'm going to clean this carb and put it back on and see if it runs better. So I'm in my shop cleaning the carburetor, and when I opened it up, I found some particles here. I'm suspecting some fuel line particles that haven't been flushed out. Maybe I'm going to flush out the fuel lines and see if I can clean them out before I put this carb back on. Flush out the fuel lines by simply taking the bulb, squeezing it a few times, pushing some fuel through it. do that for a while, try to get out all the gas and all these lines to make sure there's nothing in there. Okay, so I cleaned my carburetor. I still got John's over here. I cleaned my carburetor, and guess what? It runs just fine. So I put a good carb on there and it clogged it, and everything is John's except my carburetor. So this carburetor is a problem, and I think the fuel lines, when you replace the fuel lines and you snip the fuel lines, some fragments can fall inside that fuel line. You need to flush them out. I think some of those fragments got in my carb, and I flushed out the line, and now it's working fine. So I'm going to take John's in and clean his carb and put it back on his power head and run it on my motor. And if it runs, then it was a dirty carb. We'll see how that works out. All right, well, I took the carb off and I cleaned it. I didn't soak it. I just blew it with air and sprayed it with carburetor cleaner, and let's see what it's doing. I was doing the same thing. That carburetor is blocking the fuel at high speed from getting through. So I'm gonna take it off again. I'm gonna knock the plugs out and all the plugs here, and do a soaking cleaning. See if the soaking cleaning will fix that carburetor. Okay, I got John's carb all cleaned up with my Chem-Dip. Actually, let it soak overnight. Now I broke off the plug here, maybe to let the cleaner get down inside those passageways. I also took the high-speed jet here out of the high-speed orifice right here, and I don't like the looks of this gasket, so I'm gonna put them in a new gasket, and I'm gonna put it back together, see if she'll run on my motor. All right, I'm out here with John's carburetor, the J carburetor. I cleaned it as good as it could be, super clean, and it still does the same thing. Will not run at high speed. So that carburetor's got a problem. The high speed passageways are obviously blocked and can't be unblocked. So I'm going to go in my eBay room and find a top half carburetor assembly and replace it on John's carb and see if that'll fix it.